Thank you, everyone. I hope you like our offices. We only moved in about 3 or 4 months ago, and we basically moved in because it has a big fridge and it has a big reception area for entertaining. And thank you. I mean, Wellington's turned on a fantastic day. Now, we've got some people from overseas, and Christian and Chris, and every time we talk to them on video, we always moan about the weather in Wellington. And they've come, and they can't believe that there's a problem with the weather, because today is fantastic. So I thought, Sean, Christian, and Chris are going to do all the really interesting stuff, and I'm just going to go through a couple of slides so you know who we are and where we come from, and then I'll shut up. So only a few minutes. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we've been mainly working in Wellington for the last 10 years. So Team IM, we've got a product called ContentWorks. Quite a few agencies in Wellington use it. And we've just opened an office in Auckland. We've been an Oracle partner, but we also have workloads, and we've implemented ContentWorks and other systems on-premise and in AWS, Azure, and Oracle Cloud overseas. So we're sort of like a multi-cloud team. We are an AWS partner, we're an Azure partner, and we're an Oracle partner. So we do have experience of all the clouds. We are a tier 1 managed service provider with DIA. Some of our larger customers, like Inland Revenue and ACC, I think that's a very significant requirement. And our managed services team is based here in Wellington, and our new team, which will be supporting the cloud, it's 24/7, and that will be based here as well. So all the support for what we're talking about today will be here initially, and we'll also be then providing support within Auckland and Christchurch, where we hope to open an office next year. Next slide. Who am I looking at? So as I said, we run workloads overseas, but increasingly our customers were asking us about whether we would be able to move those workloads back to New Zealand. And this is a report from IDC a couple of years ago, and just talking about what's important for New Zealand customers versus Australian customers. And I think sovereignty is probably top of the list, and I think given recent events, I think data sovereignty and cyber resilience is becoming even more important than it used to be. And that's just not reference to last weekend, that's just reference to the geopolitical problems, cyber terrorism, lots of things like that. And latency is also another issue for some companies and organizations in New Zealand using an overseas cloud. So we definitely knew there was a demand for it. And we started talking to Oracle and the other hyperscalers about their plans. Next slide. So Oracle announced a program called Alloy in October 2022. And Alloy basically allows an Oracle partner in a region to run Oracle's cloud. After quite a few discussions and meeting a lot of people within Oracle, we eventually signed up as an Alloy partner last November. And the amazing thing is we signed the piece of paper in November, and we are now live. And we actually went live on Sunday. So we're live for internal. We're setting up demo systems. We're repatriating a lot of workloads from Australia back to New Zealand, but that we use internally. And then from the 1st of August, we'll be available for moving workloads and customers. And our first customer starts deploying to our cloud on the 1st of August, which is next Thursday. And we get all the same services as you get with OCI in Sydney, apart from at the moment we don't offer SaaS, but we are in discussions about being able to provide some kind of SaaS within the next probably 2 years. So Team Cloud is a brand of Team IM. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we talk about, there's 5 things, 5 S's. So sovereignty is quite a big one. Our data centers are 100% sustainable, carbon neutral data centers. We've got the same security as you get within any other Oracle region. We have the same infrastructure as a service and platform as a service services available. And we have within, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Autonomous Database, but within the Autonomous Database in Oracle Cloud, which we will have, and it's available from the 1st of August, then we will have all the AI tools that are available within that. The cloud and our is in a region in, so we're going live with Auckland West. We're live with Auckland West, we're going live with Auckland North later this year. And all the racks are GPU ready. So if you have GPU requirements in the future, yeah, please talk to us. And then support, which I've mentioned, managed services, 24/7, all in New Zealand. And we are very passionate about employing New Zealanders in New Zealand to deliver the services and the support. Next slide. So data sovereignty. So it's just a slide explaining, but you've got data residency, which is basically the blocks in blue. But data sovereignty is only really gets there if you are not owned by a US parent. So because Team IM is a New Zealand company, Team Cloud, and we're running the cloud and we own and manage it, then we don't fall under the jurisdiction of the US Fed around the Patriot Act and the Cloud Act. So we come under New Zealand government jurisdiction. So that's the two bits in orange. So that's quite important. It gives a lot of people that security that the US agencies can't come in and demand to see your data. But just on that point, when people sign up, we allocate them a tenancy, and then we give them keys to that tenancy, and then Oracle can't see the data, and we can't see your data. It's completely unique to you with those keys. Next slide. So there are two regions. We are in our own realm. That's an Oracle Cloud thing. So the Oracle Cloud in the regions in Sydney and Melbourne are in OC1. We're going to be our own New Zealand realm OC31, which means it's completely separated from the rest of the Oracle regions, and Auckland West and Auckland North. Next slide. There's a list of our services. So we've got compute, network, and storage, and we've got all those PaaS services, and that list is all available now, and it will all be available to our customers from the 1st of August. And we do have a full price list, which we can go through, and we can provide quotes already, and obviously we can take orders today, after you've had a glass of wine, hopefully. Next one. Yeah. The other big thing, and a lot of people are worried, and this is always seen as a risk, is how do I actually get into the cloud, and how do I do cloud enablement? And Oracle have a cloud center of excellence team, and with that team, they've been able to produce a lot of very configurable dashboards, which means that probably 80 to 90% of the migration is automated from a workload perspective. There's still the cloud enablement, they're still looking at business processes, they're still looking at your integration, but the migration, and we've got access to that team to help you. And for a lot of workloads, we can provide the Center of Excellence tools free of charge. So we've got the backing, and Oracle's done a huge amount of work. We saw a dashboard and some other tools that they've produced last Friday, and it's just incredible. It would take, I'm not a technical person, but Byron, one of Oracle's architects, sort of explained to us, lay people, that what we were seeing being done in 15 minutes would normally take someone weeks or months. So it's incredible. We can really fast track and speed up that migration. And that's all from me.